When you have an iPhone, you have the ability to use your iPhone storage, but also iCloud storage. I'm going to walk you through what each of those are, the benefits of one versus the other, how to transfer data and files between the two, and why you might want to use one more than the other. Now, let's first just hop into the information about your iPhone storage. So first, tap on the Settings app of your iPhone. Scroll down, tap on General midway down, and then tap on iPhone Storage. So you can see at the top, I've used 83 gigabytes of 128 gigabytes. This is the physical storage that is physically in your iPhone. You essentially determine how large the storage is when you buy your iPhone in the first place, and this is fixed. You can't increase this. Largely, you just need to get a new iPhone with a larger storage capacity if you wanted more storage on your iPhone. These are usually apps and photos and videos, your text messages, and of course the iOS operating system. All of that is stored physically on your iPhone. If you scroll down from here, it'll show you the breakdown of what's using up all that storage that is physically on your iPhone. Most people will find photos taking up a lot and messages, and then a variety of different apps. Some are more data hungry than others, taking up a gigabyte, but as you scroll down and hit show all, some of them are a lot more lean and just take up a couple hundred megabytes. You can also scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see at the bottom two other big categories. One is iOS. If you tap on that, you'll be able to see iOS. This is the operating system that runs your iPhone. Again, it's stored on your iPhone. And if you have Apple Intelligence and it's turned on, this will also take up storage on your iPhone, essentially because a lot of the processes and information is processed on your iPhone itself instead of going out to a cloud somewhere. Next, let's tap the back arrow and tap on System Data. You can see it says system data includes caches, logs, and other resources currently in use by your iPhone. So this will fluctuate up and down depending on how much you've used your iPhone, how many resources it currently needs to use, and whether you've restarted your phone, etc. You can change this or reduce this if you wanted to, and I've made other videos on how to reduce this system data. However, if you go back out of here, the things that are largely in your control to reduce your iPhone storage is to go through this list, find apps that are data hungry. For instance, if I go up to TikTok here, you can either delete the app, or if you choose to offload the app and then reinstall it, by doing that, it will delete out all of the cached files associated with that app. So you can go through a lot of the more data hungry apps. You can also go into messages, and on here it shows review large attachments, and you can see larger attachments. These are videos that you've sent and received usually, and you can see how much space they're taking up in the messages app, and you can always choose to delete those if you wanted to. Another thing you can do is tap the back arrow, and you can go down and tap on top conversations, photos, videos, etc. But you can also go back to Photos here and see how much storage is taken up in the Photos app. And of course, you can always go through and delete photos so it doesn't take up so much space on your iPhone. Now, we've covered a lot about the storage that is physically on your iPhone. However, let's also compare that with iCloud storage. Essentially, what iCloud storage is a server owned by Apple that will connect to your iPhone through the cloud, through Wi-Fi, and it will back up certain things and duplicate certain things that are on your iPhone. So this is usually helpful for photos, for messages, backing up your entire iPhone to the iCloud. Again, these are servers that are owned by Apple that essentially are off somewhere in a data warehouse somewhere or a computer farm somewhere. And you can basically offload a lot of these to the iCloud. Let's check your iCloud storage next. To do that, tap the back arrow again, and tap the back arrow again. Scroll to the top and tap on your name at the top, and then tap on iCloud midway down. Now, Apple does give you some free iCloud storage, But after you've owned an iPhone for a while, it probably pops up and says, hey, we'd like you to pay for more storage. This is because all of the things saved onto your iCloud are basically maxing out the capacity. Again, you pay Apple to have a certain amount of storage when you're backing up all of these things on your iPhone. So what you can do at the top is tap on storage, and I share this with my family, so you can see I have 2.2 terabytes worth of storage, and the family usage is 1.6 terabytes, but I can scroll down and see my usage on here. iCloud Drive is the largest one, so you can tap on that. And on here, you can see I'm taking about 272 gigabytes. And a lot of this are files that are backed up from my Mac computer to iCloud. Again, they're still on the storage of my Mac computer, but they're backed up redundantly on the iCloud in case I lose my Mac. I can tap on review large files here, and I can go through here and delete out any of the larger files. Of course, I make these YouTube videos, so most of the large files are just these YouTube videos that I haven't uploaded quite yet. Now, after you've gone through these and reviewed your large iCloud storage, you can go back here, and we can go to iCloud Photos as well. You'll be able to see in most people, their iCloud Photos are probably taking up the largest percent of their entire iCloud storage. And this essentially means that all of the photos and videos on your iPhone are backed up in the cloud. I would highly recommend keeping this on, because essentially what this means is if you lose your iPhone, or it's lost or stolen, then all of those photos and videos are not permanently lost. There's still a copy of them on the iCloud. But you can tap on Review Photos and Videos, and you can go into Videos and Screenshots. Videos tend to take up a lot of storage on your phone. You can see some here taking up hundreds of megabytes. And then Screenshots is another one that a lot of people take screenshots and then don't need them afterwards. And you can go through and delete those if you wanted to. Next, let's tap the check mark here, and we can scroll down. One option is to turn off and delete photos. This will delete all of them from your iCloud, but again, if you lose or your phone is stolen, then you have lost all of those photos. There's not a copy of them in the iCloud, so I would recommend not turning that feature off. Next, let's tap the back arrow, and another big culprit is messages that we've already covered. You can go through here and delete out some of the messages, but also backups. If you tap on backups, you'll be able to see your iCloud backups of your devices. In this case, Trevor's iPhone, this iPhone, I can tap on it, and it backs up all of this information, 3.4 gigabytes, every night. Essentially, whenever I plug in my phone at night, it backs up everything to iCloud. You can choose whether to keep some of these on, but in some cases, you don't necessarily need Roblox to be backed up to the iCloud. In my case, I don't need that, or Reddit, or Notability, etc. I don't necessarily care if those are backed up to the iCloud. Just go through the process of turning some of those off if you wanted to free up some of your iCloud storage. So again, iPhone storage is the physical storage that is built into your iPhone. It stores photos, messages, apps in your iOS operating system, whereas iCloud is just a redundant backup of all of the important files, like again, your photos, your messages, and backing up your entire iPhone in case you lose that and you wanted to get all that information back. I hope this helps. If you enjoyed this video, check out the video over to my right. I think you'll really like that one too. And thanks for watching.